We'll be back. Where were we? We were talking about, the year 2023. And like I said, it has been, or it is the best year of my life so far, because I know that there is going to be so many more years. But I just want to take a moment and ask others around me, what is the one thing, or not one thing, what are the things that they are most grateful for this year? Because I know that from my perspective, like I said, I've already talked about the things that have stood out for me this year, and the fact that it's been an incredible year that I full-heartedly thank God for. What are the highlights from your year? What
Highlights for me this year would be good friendships,
yeah
meaningful friendships,
yeah
then seeing you guys get married.
what Hey, jumping the gun. We haven't got there. We are still yet. We're in the gundi. A little bit engaged. We at engagement. Okay.
Friendships.
Yeah.
Then given the highest honor to be MC at a friend's wedding.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't mention any names.
Yeah.
Then peace of mind and God's blessings.
And you're embarking on a journey
of spirituality. I'm going to go like the monks in the mountains, shave my head.
Yeah, 20 years to come. This content is staying on. We shall revisit this moment and hold you accountable.
So I'm going on a journey of self-discovery spiritually.
Okay.
It's like when you're being arrested.
So ask me later if I found myself or not, but I am going to discover myself.
But overall, you had some big changes this year as well.
Oh yeah, I started a new job.
Yeah, and
I moved to a new state as well, which has been amazing. It just became 2 hours longer to Melbourne.
To us. Yeah.
And when I had 2 hours longer, they made me come here twice.
And 1 year. Probably next year you'll come 3 times. So
exactly.
you come here back in you'll come to Melbourne maybe 3 times.
True friendships. They said they don't care, so I managed to come through.
I think this is about friendships now, really. I think this is family. Yeah.
I'm excited to see the new year. What it brings, how I discover myself spiritually, whether I find myself or I'll be found.
Yeah, but
who knows? But overall, it's been a very good year. It had its lows, really low ones, but the highs have been really high.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the new year is going to find you up in the sky on a high.
On a high, and I'm going to be in the plane at midnight.
Fantastic. How?
Australian time.
Yeah. How?
Fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. Probably you'll see the Sydney fireworks. Do you fly over Sydney anyway?
No,
because it's the other side.
I think we passed some boring places. Yeah.
But who knows? You might see the
You'll see the
fireworks.
Brisbane ones flying in.
Maybe.
Because you're 40 minutes late, aren't you? So you take 10 minutes coming into Brisbane.
Yeah. Australia is such a big country. I mean, like, isn't it?
Massive.
I read this thing that said it was a quote, and it said that someone made a comment and said that I think that like they traveled from one place to the other, and then the other one said, I've spent 12 hours and I'm still traveling within Australia and I haven't yet got to my destination. So it's just it's just, what are you grateful for? What are the highlights for you?
Well, the highlights are all there.
Yeah.
All the highlights. The thing I'm most grateful for is this house and everybody who lives in it and everybody who came through this house this year. There's so many different things, so many friends. Like everything revolved around this house when you think about it. All our family and everything. It was beautiful, We had so many good moments in this year. So many. Yeah. And even bad moments. This house itself was attacked this year, now that I think about it. Yeah. And yet we got redemption. We got,
What happened?
Remember the boys that came in here while we were gone? Yeah, it's another story in itself.
Yeah.
But yet we met their parents and we talked and everything was love and lessons.
I know. So let me tell you about that. So we were when we were overseas and the boys' friends. The boys. So our teenage boys. They just told their friends. The friends just knew where, you know, there was a spare key around, and we used to leave a spare key out for them from school. So we left it, and when we were overseas, so they came and they got into the house, and you know, they made themselves food, and they made themselves comfortable, you know, and we were overseas. And
watched
then
TV, played video games.
And I don't remember, how did we find out again?
Vivian came here to feed the dog.
Yes. So yeah,
And saw the writing on the mirror.
so Vivian used to come here every day and feed Romeo, and you know, see how he's going. So she came that morning, and then she found a writing on the mirror, one of the mirrors in the living room, and she's like, was so scared. Can you imagine being so many miles away and knowing that your house probably has been vandalized, and you don't know because there was a writing on the wall, and trying to talk to the boys to figure out who had...
And the floor was dirty. She figured it out because we go, oh, there's footmarks on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not like Mary.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, that resolved itself.
What a fantastic year. So I was still telling you about the 200, did you say 200 candles?
Yes.
Yeah, so he lit up 200 candles, and he said from then he started suffering from repetitive strain injury. Anyway, there were candles everywhere in the house. One of these days I'll post a video from that engagement. The boys, he had arranged for the boys were not here, so they were away at a friend's house, so it was just us two in our house on a rainy day with 200 candles in the house. And yeah, and the proposal came through. So I'll post something about that, and I'll post some, I think, a raw footage of me catching the fish that I told you about. So 2023 overall has really been a magnificent year, from all the travels and engagements and you know, getting to the end of the immigration journey. That is a full-on conversation all on its own. I don't know how long
that's a separate YouTube channel.
That's a separate YouTube channel, all, you know, all in one. But
Aussie.
hey, oi. It took us a very long time, but we finally got there. There's so many things that are webbed into that, so many people that have helped us along the way, so many hurdles, challenges, you know, break points, and it was so much. But this year, we thank the Lord, finally got our citizenship, pledged allegiance to this country, beautiful country, so many friendships, you know, jobs and things. So this year has really, really been a wonderful year, and I want it to be recorded that it has brought so much to us, to me as a person, as a family, as a collective. My friendships have been strengthened, and so we got engaged, prepared to go home, met my mother. I hadn't met my mother again after 9 years, and yeah, that was something on its own, because when I left home to come to this country, my dad was alive, and my dad passed away 2 months after I arrived in this country. And I arrived in July, August, September, October he passed away. I could not go back, so it was very, very confronting to go back home to literally see my father's final resting place, and my mom, and how life has changed for her from the passing of her, you know, her best friend, and how everything is. But I made peace with that, and God gave me the grace, and the boys, and they met their family and friends, and I met my friends, and they got to meet their relatives. We spent a fantastic time in the village. My mom had a Thanksgiving service at church, and it was good to see my friends. I met my friends, so many of them. It was a phenomenal time, so I thank God for that. Then we came back, then we went to Berlin for a wedding.
Before you leave, what was your best kafunda in Uganda?
Uganda was a different thing altogether. Like, you know, the thing though about Uganda, that like going back after so many years, like you find that things are not what you think they are. You know, as much as you come here and you think to yourself you're going to find nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. I remember walking around the city and trying to show Danny and the boys a few places that I still remember. For example, I remember we went to Kampala Road and we were looking for Fresh Vine because I wanted to show them where I used to work. I found that Fresh Vine had moved, but Sister's Bridal was still there on Kampala Road. That was interesting. And then we moved downtown. I showed downtown. Then we found all these fantastic places that have sprung up in the city. Watoto Church was still, you know, is still there, going strong. It was good to see things that have stood the test of time, you know, in Kampala. Equatorial Mall, I could not figure out, you know, the entrance from the exit, and like there's so many shops everywhere.
It was a maze.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we went around like so many times, didn't we?
Because we were looking for a disability shop.
Yeah, we were, isn't it? Like, what for you? What was your most memorable moment?
In Uganda?
Speaking about Uganda, yeah.
Uganda cost me 3 cows.
Really? Oh my God. Well, cows are part of it. But you had already a cow. You went to Uganda. You had a cow already.
Yes.
Edgar gave you a cow.
Yes, which Edgar I'm still waiting for. By the way. Oh God.
Edgar, Danny's still waiting for the cow. Well, he told you the cow is there. But honestly, like, what was your standout moment? Going, like, literally going there physically, not being told about it. You know?
It was really good. Like going to like Africa, like proper Africa.
Yeah, not Egypt, thank you.
Not Egypt, thank you.
Yeah. Because he always, you know how he always
They
ask
him,
him,
been to Africa?
they ask him, have you been to Africa?
Really?
Like,
That's Middle East.
he always says, I've been to Africa. And I'm like, yeah. It's like Egypt. And I'm like, no, come on, Africa. When you say Africa, all right, can we say East Africa then? So, yeah, what was your...
Yeah. Just the whole experience. Like, it was just amazing. Like, how busy everything is, how chaotic it is. Like the roads, the traffic, you know, walking around, you know. But I felt fine. I felt safe. It's really nice. Kampala is good.
Yeah.
Kampala is a full-time job being Kampalan.
Yeah.
Or being Ugandan, you know. And then going to the village. I felt at home in the village. So yeah. Driving through the village, you know, arm out the window, waving at the locals.
He was driving. Did we tell you that he was driving in the village? Like he literally took over.
And the guys in the car couldn't figure out how I knew my way back. You know, we drive there, we drive back, and I go, this guy, he knows his way. He knows his way, like, because all the little turn left, turn right, little roads. But they don't know. That's where I grew up. I grew up in the village, so it's not that hard. No, Africa is good, and we're going back.
Did you say Africa?
Yes. Okay, Uganda. Uganda is good.
There's so many moments. Yeah, there's so many moments from our trip to Uganda, and probably we'll put something together and put it up. You know, like from all the things that we experienced. That, you know, like the places we went to. We went to Masaka. We went to Masaka. Went to Zimbabwe. We went to Tororo. We went to. We lived in the city. We met my friends. All that stuff. You know. It's worthy. It's a worthy story, really. And going back after so long, almost 10 years, like 9 years is such a long time, and just being able to reconnect with my friends, that was a big moment for me, because as much as so much had changed around, my friends were pretty much the same. Like we were able to pick up on the conversations that we last had, like really I never left, or you know, like we've always been in touch. Even the people that I hadn't seen in all those years, like the ones that leave, like the one who lives in Gulu, and I had lost contact, and it was so good that some of our friends were able to communicate with the others, and I was able to meet them. So that Kampala.
Speaking of visiting each other's places, what was your most memorable experience when you visited Dan's home?
Okay, the Bog Road, walking the Bog Road. I'll tell you. So just like, you know, just like my father was such, what do they call, you know, like my dad, like in my village, was such what's the word? I can't find the word. Like, you know, those people that have been around and built churches, who preached the gospel. They are like pillars. Yes, that's the word.
Pillars of society.
Pillars of society, pillars of community. Like my dad, it was for me, it was very, very interesting we had talked about this over the years, but to really get there and see that the way that I felt about my dad being the pillar of his community in so many different aspects of life, it's the same as Dan. Dan comes from also a village, you know, and his dad was a pillar of his community. And so in saying that, they have a walkway, and that walkway
around the back of the town.
Around the back of the town, yeah. And that walkway has a plaque, a stone plaque in his memory.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and his mom walks the Bog Road every, I think, single day.
Yes, she does.
And how long is it?
It's about 3.2k.
It's about 3.2k. So I got from Dublin, went home, said hello to you know, to his mom, and you know, and then me and him then went to the graveyard, and you know, paid my respects to his dad, because his dad had just passed away. And then and then you can imagine, it's because how many hours was it? 20 something hours flying from Australia to Ireland. And remember, this is someone who hasn't flown out in 9 years. You know, the longest I fly around is 2 hours, 3 hours from one state to the other.
And I had to keep her awake to avoid the jet lag. Let's just put that in context.
Yeah,
because I know where you're going.
Yeah, he had to keep. So you're asking about the most memorable, right? There were many, but I'm getting to that. So he had to keep me awake because he was avoiding. He has this thing about jet lag, you know. I have to stay. No, I had to stay awake so that I avoid jet lag. So the best way was to, I don't know, just make me keep talking and conversations and all this. And then we had to walk the Bog Road the same day I landed. With his mom, you know. So we walked 3.2k, and his mom walks so fast, and she's almost 80, guys. And I remember at one point we got to the middle somewhere, and I was so tired. And I said, and I was whispering. I whispered to him, and I said, "Can you tell your mom to walk slowly?" I couldn't keep up. So that was a memorable thing for me.
So for the Ugandan experience, is the Bog Road like a panya?
Yes. So it's like yes.
Like walking through swamps.
Yes, it's like a panya, really. It's like a proper panya to up behind the village. Let's say there is a well somewhere, and you have to use a panya to get there, or to the trading center. So it's like a shortcut to the trading center, because you literally pass the churches and all that, but it's named after his dad. So honestly, I was very, very not surprised. I was in awe. I think that's the word, to realize that you can come from a totally different part of the world and you go to a different one and realize that things are literally the same. It was interesting. Like it's a proper village. The only difference is they don't have load shedding, and you know, electricity is full on, and running water and all these things. But it's a proper village where you refer to someone's home as, you know, near the mango tree, literally. Like you say to so and so behind the church of Mother Teresa or somebody. Like, you know how we don't have in the villages. So it was like that. So the year 2023, like I know I'm losing the plot. I know I'm like going everywhere and all around, but it was good. So we went from Uganda in July. We went to Berlin for a friend's wedding, and that was fantastic in its own way. Went to, had a walk around Berlin, went to
We saw the Berlin Wall.
we saw the Berlin Wall.
Or what's left of it.
What's left of the Berlin
And
Wall.
the history and the people who
The
tried to
history.
tunnel out from underneath.
And my friend got married in this really cute church,
Zion Church.
the Zion Church, and it has a lot of history in itself. Anyway, every place around Germany, every place around Berlin that we walked around is really ebbed in
Yeah, it's got a history.
history.
Yeah.
But it was
We saw the Brandenburg
it was
Gate.
really good. So
And
this,
the Bundestag.
the Bundestag. I had to learn how to say these German words. And that is all in 2023. What a year!
It's only the first half.
That's the first half, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a year! What a year! What a year! So we went to Berlin, and the wedding was beautiful. I'll get probably a few clips as well and put them in there. And what happened then? Then after the wedding, I know. I'm getting to the final part of the year. So just to we talked about the what happened. So
Talked about the engagement.
oh my God, that's the one that stands out for you.
No,
The
no,
engagement
you're
was in
I'm
April.
summing up this video for you.
I'm summing up this one.
In summary.
In summary, 2023 had a lot of events: travel, engagement, reconnecting with friends, citizenship.
That's the first half. The second half is another video.
That's incredible. And then the final two events to crown 2023 when we come back. However, I want to tell you about my cap. This beautiful cap. It says "Some woman for one woman." It's literally an Irish contextual saying, which literally means I am.
You are one hell of a woman for one woman. You achieve a lot for one person.
Yeah.
You are a very spectacular individual.
Yeah.
But you are some woman for one woman.
And that's what it means. And this beautiful cap was given to me by my beautiful sister-in-law, Ash. And she just said to me, I remember when she gave it to me, I was in Ireland, and she said to me, because you are some woman for one woman. And
it sums you up.
And then I asked you, I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because, in this world, you need to understand everything that's written on your t-shirt, on your... So I was like, what does it mean, some woman? I didn't ask her. I thought I'd ask you. Some woman for one woman. So it pretty much sums up what you just said. Anyway, let's take a break and we'll be back. Thanks.